right, getting after it in the gym at the Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, as a disabled American veteran who gets a pension 100% due to his disability. I have on-base access, so that is something I'm grateful for this morning after a great Memorial Day, honoring the fallen. Remember those who I served with who died in either accidents or in combat, or who lost the battle at home, whether that be Jesse Conger, Zachary Skilf, Dustin Buckner, Mario Carrazzo, Jeffrey Bland. These are just such good dudes and gone before their time. However, in this video, we are talking about the training involved for Everest, for Kilimanjaro, or for any high mountain. So that could be Aconcagua down in Argentina. That could be Denali or Mount McKinley and up in Alaska. So it could be in a lot of places. But I can only speak specifically about Kilimanjaro and about Everest Base Camp. So I don't know if you can really see it, but here I'm doing some stair work. I'm going a little slow, only because I want to make sure that I'm managing my breathing in such a way that if you watch this video, you can understand what I'm saying. This is a great utilizer if you want to go to Kilimanjaro or Everest Base Camp. This works the legs, it's the oxygen going, and especially if you're a bigger guy and not like the best in shape guy in the world like myself. Now, you'll see a lot of mountaineers, man, they look like double marathoners. They are skinny and tight, and this is not for those guys, because those guys are on different levels. At the same time, when I was on the trek to Everest Base Camp, I met a guy, and fantastic dude. I don't want to give his name, I don't want to say where he's from. I'll say he was from a Commonwealth country, because he was doing great on the trek. You know, he had a nice accent, you know, hey, how's it going? And he just blew past me. And for the last few days, when I was on my way to the base camp, I didn't see him. Well, we exchanged information, and then he contacted me in Kathmandu, and about a mile from when he was from the base camp, he had to turn around due to pulmonary and cerebral edema. And that's heartbreaking, because he was such a fit guy. But you cannot, when this cerebral or pulmonary edema happens, there is no controlling it. And like I said, he was blowing past me on these treks. Now, if you're a guy like me and you want to put your best foot forward, stairs, great workout. Now, another thing I did was, you have to work your mind even more than your body, because it can be, now if you're sick, you come down with pulmonary edema, you come down with cerebral edema, you come down, God forbid, with both, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, and the mountain will always be there. Smart climbers live, bold climbers die. So with that being said, come up with a workout routine that halfway through it, you're like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm good. I'm in good enough shape. Guess what? Come from the guy who's a little bit older and he's done it. You're not ready. So, 5 sets of push-ups, day 1. 5 sets of push-ups, 15 to 20 each. Okay, depending upon what you got going on. Okay, set up pull-ups. Okay, overhand. Do some body squats. Okay, work the lower body and get those ab works in. Okay. Now on the second day, do 5 sets of burpees, 20 each. You know, they don't have to be crazy Navy SEAL burpees or anything like that, but get those burpees in. You'll thank me later. And then, again, go back to that ab workout, do underhand pull-ups, and then do that every day. Now, at the same time, you're going to be wanting to get in anywhere from 3 to 5 miles every day, depending upon how far out you are. So this is maybe 3 to 4 months. If you have 6 months, you know, you have a little bit of more flexibility, but the sooner you get it, the harder you got to push, because you do not want to be on the trek to Everest Base Camp or heading up through the Serengeti up to Kilimanjaro and just being a time for you to get your shit together. Negative, okay? It's all about doing it beforehand, getting that proper mindset, because no matter what you read on the internet or see on YouTube or whatever you've read from Into Thin Air or John Krakauer's book or other books that I mentioned, Brian Blessed, in the end, ultimately, it's going to be a kick in the nuts. And this is more for people who don't do this on average, like, often, okay? I've only been to Kilimanjaro once. I've only been to Everest Base Camp once, okay? So, there are people who've been there many more times than I have. And so those people might be in a better position to give advice. But in the end, ultimately, it's all about having here. As I mentioned, on my second day, dream come true, here I am on my way to Everest, and I'm thinking about quitting. I didn't, but one step in front of the other. I thought, holy shit, maybe I can't do this. Negative. I am a freaking United States Marine. Marines don't give in to the fight. Marines don't give in to adversity. And hell, Michael freaking Algeo does not give in to the adversity. So, that being said, when it gets hard, don't focus on, well, I need to still get to base camp, or I need to get to this camp, or the else. No, you got to eat. Your guide, and go with a guide. Do not. This is not a time for one of your bullshit solo acts and trying to go Rambo and doing it on your own. Especially if you. I mean, I met people who are in their third, fourth time, and guess what? They had a guide. Okay, this is not time for one of your bullshit solo acts. Go with a guide. If you don't know one, reach out to me and we'll find you one. So, that being said, do not go alone. And your guide has to make sure you're fed. He has to make sure you're watered. Okay? He has to make sure you can get a snack. Don't focus on the end of the day. Focus on the next meal. Focus on the next snack. Focus on putting one foot in front of the other and keeping a strong mindset. Let's stack those wins to be the best you can be.